Rakati Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom to the Bakiyar. Most High One is edifying to the body. I want to get into the witchcraft of Esau, Edom, and show you how the way that he governs his society, the ways that he runs his rulership is under through familiar spirits. Okay, when you look at the inception of America and all of his other establishments, going back to, for example, the Bavarian occult. All right, and you go into all this man's occult, and it really came on the scene when this piece of shit came in on his conquering campaign after he came out of the caves in the during the time of the Renaissance era. Just to give you a ballpark of the time, okay? And he went across the earth, performing rape, robbery, and murder upon the people. But with that and in that was witchcraft, okay? That's how this man deals with. And you're going to see that he's under the authority of these fucking spirits, man. Okay? So any creation, any innovation, invention that he comes with, all his technology, it's all tied to, and it was arrived at from the left side spirits, man. Okay? And he actively is summoning up and conjuring up them spirits, and to seek to speak to and consult with them demons, man. Okay, we got to realize everything on this planet is governed by the spirit realm first. Okay, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but for the principalities, this spiritual wickedness, you know what I'm saying, in high places. So that's what governs the physical. And when you look at his different councils and his conventions that he has, even over there in Europe and shit, he'll leave a seat open for Shaitan, for the spiritual demon Satan, man. Okay, just want to jump into it. Genius, this word genius, because he's given that title to a lot of these different so-called prolific Edomite characters in history. Fucking your Albert Einsteins. And what was he? He was a gutter rat, man. All right, because Amalek is the main one that is the chief of the nations, right? He's the one that's consulting with them left-hand spirits. Okay, he's the ultimate Faust that made that deal with that. It's a pretty much like a Slovakia. What is that shit called? Not lore, but Slovakia for I can't recall right now exactly what that is, but it's not lore, but it's like that depiction of a motherfucker selling his soul to Satan to get different goodies, okay? And that's what this piece of shit has done. He's done it actively and knowingly, even though The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, who has resisted his will, but he has conscientiously sold his soul to Shaitan. Okay, he actively and conscientiously conjures up demonic spirits, man, to see which way he should go. Okay. This word genius is in the etymology says a tutelary or moral spirit, okay, which guides and governs an individual through life. From Latin genius, a guardian deity or spirit which watches over each person from birth, spirit incarnation. Okay. So all of that he gets that from that tutelary spirit. Okay. From a tutelary spirit. Let's get that word tutelary. I think I have it pulled up. Okay. Tutelary goes back to tutelage. Okay, and when you're under the tutelage of something, it's not just like, for example, we're under the tutelage of the elders of Great Millstone, the apostles of GMS. It's not just, we're not only under the instruction of, but we're under the protection and authority of the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. So just in the same wise, this fucking devil, man, he's in Esau, Edom is under the authority of the left-hand spirits, man. All right. Under the instruction, it says it goes back to Turi or tut, which is watched, or tutela in Latin, keeping. Okay. So he's being kept. It's heavy because scriptures talk about how Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to keep his elect. But he's being kept by fucking, by them familiar spirits, man. Now let's just get that. All right. That deity, a genie. All right, because the genius goes back to the genie, which is a tutelary spirit. And what happened with that, which is aka a jinn, which is the same shit. What the fuck did he get when he summoned up and he conjured up that genie, that demon in the story? He got wishes, man. Okay. But it's also like fucking that movie Bedazzled. It's all a knockoff. All the shit he got was like a ripoff of what he requested. You know what I'm saying? So it shows you that this nigga's in a snare. And it's not wait a minute. Slovakia. Wow. My God. A jinn is also a snare, man. It's also a snare for a catching game, right? Because a jinn, I had recalled that a jinn is a fucking trap, man. It's a snare. And the Most High has this nigga in a fucking trap. He has him in a trick bag. He's ruling this whole thing. He's really in wickedness, consulting with these spirits to to fucking take over the whole world, and which he has done so. Okay, and mostly his primary purpose is to destroy the Israelites, but it's gonna be, it's gonna blow up right in his fucking face, man. Because a jinn is a genie, demon, and a spirit. Jinn is demons, spirits, angels. Yeah, left side angels, man. Okay, that's what this nigga fucks with. So the genie is a tutelary spirit. And who are they under the tutelage of? The instruction, the authority over he's under the tutelage of the left-hand spirit, spiritual demon Satan, who we know is answers to the Most High. So of course it goes back to the Most High orchestrating this thing, but this nigga actively, wickedly deals with the familiar spirits, man. Okay. What do you think the whole fucking forefathers, so-called, the founding fathers, Slovakia, what they call them? What do you think those niggas were into? Why is there, you know what I'm saying, a pyramid on the back of the dollar? Because it goes back to the ancient witchcraft of Egypt. Okay, and even that shit, the witchcraft and his seances, familiar spirits, that goes back to an ancient Hamite religion. So even that, everything that he took is stolen. He is the thief of the earth, of course. The cultural appropriator, demon of the planet, of history. The worst thing that has ever happened, but it was under the will of the Most High. It was to the will of the Most High, man. Okay. Like it said, what if I suffered these vessels of wrath, of destruction, to be in power? Why? To make my power known. Okay? Because he's going to wipe this guy out completely. But what do you think all of America was about when they started up this hoe? It was all through witchcraft, man, and fucking high level spiritual idolatry, man. Okay? High level fucking witchcraft and wizardry and sorcery. Okay? What's another word? Divination. Okay? All day. The strange history of America. Alright? And why aren't they showing you these things? Because it's fucking clandestine for a reason. Look at these niggas who so-called the founding fathers. They were all drenched in Satanism and witchcraft and the occult. All right. That's how this nigga can achieve what he has. His feats in technology. You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to this goddamn demon. What do you think his whole laws that he wrote goes back to? The law of Thelema goes back to ancient Egyptian witchcraft and sorcery, man. Why is this nigga dressed up as an ancient pharaoh? All right, because he went over there and started getting into that shit, studying, and he adopted those ways, and he recreated a whole new religion to it, and what these Edomites have been adhering to this day, man. Okay, how they have created their regime, their hegemony, with the different campaigns as they've undergone. Okay, of domination. All right. And then it's the same thing that these guys were under the tutelage of, so to speak. It's what these guys were into, man. We're gonna get it in the scriptures. This is in Hebrews 12 and 16. It even tells you that the sins of the flesh are manifest. Right here, let me get that. And is this man not the main man of the flesh? Carnal, right? Who's more carnal than Esau? Let's see. No, the works. It says, now the works of the flesh are manifest. Okay? So, is this nigga not more, is there not more of a more carnal person on the planet than this man? Okay? Which are these? Adultery. And that adultery mainly goes back to your power. To any of the creature, an inhabitant down here, right? We'll say a man that was created for him not to worship and serve his creator is adultery. All right? To go whoring off to other gods and idols and shit. That's what fornication is. Uncleanness, lasciviousness. This is Slovakia. Idolatry, witchcraft. Okay. That's what that is. That's what this nigga abides it by. All right. That's what he's foundated in. And America is the same. This was actually his first little operation that he set up. Right? The new world, he called it. All right, this is in Hebrews 12 and 16. So, the works of the flesh that it just mentioned, idolatry, witchcraft, fornication, adultery. All right. This nigga is the most guilty of. All right. Hebrews 12 and 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. And fornication really goes back to spiritual immorality, man. Okay, and how do you have spiritual immorality? By going after other spirits, familiar spirits, sorcery, divination, okay, seances. What do you think this whole shit of trying to communicate with left hand demons, the Ouija and all that? Okay, that all came from Esau, but originally from the Hamites. Because this nigga just stole every goddamn thing. But he's to blame because he's propagated all these things on the earth. And he being a beacon and he's pretty much an example to the earth of how to be because of his of the position of dominance that he put himself in. Okay, that the Most High put him in, really, to deceive the whole world. All right, so he can destroy you ultimately, but that's for it's for the ones with understanding. Okay, so there's no more of a motherfucker who deals with familiar spirits and fucking demonic spiritual deities and shit like that than Esau. And it just told you right there in the scriptures. This is in Isaiah 19:3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Okay, so just as in Egypt, when they were scrambling, trying to fucking consult those that were were in the charge of dealing with all that left hand shit, they're doing that currently. They're gonna up that. But the thing is, it shows you that that's how they deal. Okay, it shows you that's how they deal. They're just going to fucking to have it on hyperdrive. What does this nigga call it? Warp speed or whatever. He's just gonna try to increase it, right? It talks about how the devils come unto you because he knows that he has a short time. Okay, but he did that first. He didn't do that first without consulting them left-hand spirits. Okay. I'm finishing off in Isaiah 47:9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment. In one day, the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. That was the other word that goes with divination, sorcery, right? Witchcraft. Is that them enchantments, man? This is how Esau, Edom operates. If you know anything about Isaiah, the 47th chapter, going in on this devil, going in on fucking who the world ignorantly thinks is the goddamn white man. All right. And for the multitude of thy sorceries and the great abundance of thine enchantments, man. Because that's what he's all about. All right. And the Most High is going to squash him like the vermin that he is very shortly. Okay. But this is proof. This is how this nigga operates, man. We could have gone into it all day in Aleister Crowley, Anton LaVey, and all that. Was that Aldous Huxley? And how all the fucking founding fathers got all their shit from them in the establishment of America. Got it from Aleister Crowley, I'll say. All right. And the Most High is he's going to rid this world of all this filth in the form of witchcraft, man, and idolatry, because it's really idolatry, because there are no gods other than the Most High. All right. So with that, all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Shem Shai.